Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So first of all, I'm going to ask for a poll. Do you like the specs? Do I keep the specs or not? Do I ditch them? Are they reflecting badly? Do I reflect badly? Let me know. Okay, so what I want to do, guys, is to share with you a couple of ideas today. First of all, I'm going to be setting up a new training for you, which I'm going to do coming up soon. Which I'm going to call barriers to success. Because as I've been working with actors over a period of time, I've discovered that there are probably 9 basic areas where those obstacles and barriers are popping up. And the more that you can understand what they are, the more we can ask the barriers to raise. Okay? So this is barrier to success number 1. I'm going to call this one lack of information. Just simple lack of information. One of the things that happens when I'm coaching people is that often, we might be talking about something like, I've got to do it. Maybe a client saying, I want to do a show reel, but I haven't got any, tapes or whatever. I haven't got any material. So they say, well, how are they going to do it? And I say, well, I'm not sure. Let me think. And while we're doing it, I might Google while we're having the conversation. Up comes an answer, and it might say something like, get a few friends together, shoot some stuff, put it down. And then I can send that back to the client and say, well, what about that? How does that work for you? Now, I always let the client know, in fairness to me, that that's what I've just done. So there's no, I'm being honest here. And it occurs to me that it's very unusual that sometimes we kind of like put these barriers up to, we just get stuck so much in to follow on from the analogy I used before, but, we get all this mud stuck around us and then this kind of, this nail varnish on top. Sometimes we can get so stuck we can't even see the wood for the trees. Because I believe that all actors are incredibly creative, talented, generous, warm-hearted, good people. I really do. And I also think they're very intelligent and very bright. But sometimes this kind of like this veil comes down and we just get stuck. So the first step sometimes can be literally asking for information. Literally asking for it. Here's an example of my own, and you may know about my self-taping dilemmas, and a lot of the work that I used to get, when I was doing the Tudors and Iron Lady and all those shows like that, that came from auditions, me literally going into the room, meeting producers, meeting directors, reading and working with them. And it was very much a sort of a one-on-one kind of thing. But it's not like that anymore, as you know. And I had these 9 self-tapes that I had to do, and I didn't get one of them. There was what I call my pilot season hell, and it was just horrendous. And I didn't get a single gig. And these are big shows in LA and stuff like that, like Blacklist and Ron Howard's Genius and various other shows like that. So I was deeply upset and deeply frustrated, and well, actually, I was way more than that. But you can imagine, I felt I felt battered by that experience. And then I thought, well, okay, it's always about how you respond to this stuff. So then I started to think, okay, I need to learn something. I need to find out what is it that's going wrong. What can I do? How can I figure this out? And I started to ask around and ask all these various people that I knew, directors and producers and agents, what is it that makes a good self-tape? And I started to find out. And by finding out each step, I learned that, you've got to take care of the camera, the lights, the mindset, and the production value, and the quality of the performance. All of these things that came about. I hadn't really thought of that before because I didn't know. So actually stepping outside of your comfort zone to do something, to ask questions, is a really good thing to do. So how can you do that? Well, one of the ways that you can gain more information is by asking what I call high quality questions. And here's an example of a low quality question. If you ask a low quality question of yourself inside your mind, something like, why do I always screw up my auditions? Right? You will tend to get a response from your unconscious mind, which will say something along the lines of, because you're no good, because you're crap, because you're ugly, because you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too this, you're too that, you smell, whatever it is, something, some reason will come up because you've asked a negative question. You know, why does she always get the jobs? Because she's better than you, because she's more talented than you, because she's slimmer than you, because she's, this is what happens. If instead you ask what I call positive quality questions, high quality questions, let's say you've just blown an audition. If instead of going down that track, you ask yourself, how can I learn from this setback? How can I be certain that I can do really well next time? How can I improve my return on my self-tapes? How can I be more relaxed and confident on stage? How can I learn to be comfortable and at ease with my agent when saying that I, want to leave them? Right? Get the idea? So the quality of your questions will allow your mind to support you naturally. And that's when you start to get more information. For example, I'd never done a Facebook Live until about 2 or 3 days ago, and I had to Google, how do you do a Facebook Live? And I found out you need some software, and then you need a microphone, and then you plug it in, and then you speak to people. That's it. So if there's anything you think you can't do, you're probably wrong. So ask yourself a high quality question. And if you have any other questions on this, you can come over and talk to me over here. There's my email address and the website. Lots of free training up there. And I'd love to see you soon. So take care, guys. And do leave me a comment and share the video. That would be great. Thanks, guys. Bye now.